Yeah, buddy, what is up? Welcome back to Duct Tape Dynasty. I am indeed the Duct Tape Dude.
I'm the dude.
And we are back third week in a row doing a little uniform review and a little extra, maybe some F1 today. We got a good show for you. We got an exciting show for you if I can stay awake for it. I went to work at midnight last night, haven't gone to bed since. So forgive me if I slur or just randomly fall asleep. Hey, before we get started, though, do us a favor, minimize that screen, hit that subscribe button. If you're already a subscriber, hit the like button. I'm going to hit the like button. I can like my own show. It's my show. So whatever, like. Anyway, okay, so did that. Anyway, yeah, we got a good one for you tonight. Got some stuff to get to, some exciting stuff, and I don't see now. Here we go. This is what I was talking about. I've been up since God knows when, and now I'm just rambling. I can't even figure out where this sentence is going. So let me just bring on the co-host and get this thing started. Ladies and gentlemen, back again. Isn't there a song like that? Anyway, here they are, the Agman and Riz, or Carissa, Riz. I don't know. What is the way we're supposed to say that? Was it supposed to be Riz, or is it Riz? Well, I was always saying Riz.
Well, I mean, most of my friends from high school, they always just either called me Riss or Rissa. Because Carissa, for whatever reason, was too much to say. So
yeah, well, I mean,
it just stuck.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, it's a lot to deal with. Carissa, I mean, geez, wow. Anyway, so what's up, man? Landon is on. What is
Landon
up?
in the chat.
Hey, buddy. Hope it's going good. Man, he's never on here.
Ooh.
Lando.
Anyway, hey, we're going to talk
Leak.
some F1 a little bit later here, Lando. So stick around. Give us some good comments. Anyway, how are you guys? What's going on? What's up with the Agman and Riss?
Not a whole lot. I mean, we've just been living, and we've got some
Holy
stuff coming
cow.
up. We've got what?
Check the comments. We said it right before the show started. We said, man, I hope Gil shows up. And ladies and gentlemen, Gil is in the comments.
Hell
Gil,
yeah.
you got to stick around, man. We are reviewing your team uniforms tonight. So going to be a good show. Your comments will most certainly be highlighted throughout the show. I hope you can stick around and grace us with your eloquent thoughts. So
Yes, that's the best way to say that.
yes,
honestly.
yes. Anyway, yeah. So Agman's not working. Riz, you still working?
I went to work for 2 hours.
I
All
actually
right.
went with her. I helped today.
Because I haven't figured out straight pay.
Okay,
I
well,
helped out. So.
whatever. Still, you know,
That's okay.
you're working. He's not. I love it. But what do you guys? What Agman? You've been catching up on the old Drive to Survive, right? Where
Yeah,
are you in that series?
I'm done. Riss was with me for a couple seasons, and then like it just didn't work
I
out
went to
with
work.
stuff, so she went to work and whatnot. So I got ahead, and then she caught back up, and then
Somebody
I
had to
finished
make the
the show.
money. So,
It's somewhere.
I finished the show. I'm done.
oh,
I'm caught up.
nice.
I'm waiting desperately until May 2026 for season 8 to come out
Yep.
because the season's not over till December
Yep.
for F1.
Nope.
But now
So-
you get to experience it live.
I
F
know.
it, we'll do it live. What that
Yes.
Bill O'Reilly or whatever?
I
Yeah.
think so.
So yeah, so there's a race this weekend, man. Silverstone. That's a good race. It's an
We
exciting
will
one. So
miss it most likely.
that is too bad. That's
have to pick up. We're gonna pick up one of Rissa's friends from the Billings airport at like midnight,
okay.
and
Yeah.
then go on a vacation with her family all next week. So
Oh, okay.
we might not get the chance to see Silverstone, but it is
Wait.
a big race.
You are going to be in Billings though, so are you going to finally get a chance to go see the F1 movie?
I think we're gonna try. Like we
Yes.
have to pick up our friends so early/late in the day that we're just gonna go early on Saturday and go to the movie.
Yeah.
Call it a day of it.
Heck yeah. Well, you will enjoy
will.
it. It is a good movie, man.
I'll
I
watch the
tell
movie
you.
going, actually, they don't do that in F1 and Formula 1.
That's
that was
so
not
not
Sonny
real.
Hayes. That
Yeah.
was not Sonny Hayes that passed Max Verstappen.
Yeah,
It
there's
was Lewis
definitely
Hamilton.
there's definitely a lot of the there's no way that would happen, but it's exciting nonetheless. It's Top Gun for F1. It's a good time. Hey, Sport
Yeah,
Next
I've seen
Kevin
reviews that
is
say
out here as
Top
well.
Gun-
We've got
Yup.
everybody in the comments tonight. So hey, what's
I've
up?
seen Top
Yeah,
Gun mixed
yeah.
with Days of Thunder is the review I've heard.
Ooh.
That's a pretty solid. Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, I'd say so. I have seen the movie. I went and saw it, and I don't think it was full 4D because we didn't get like wind in our face or anything like that. But
Oh, that
we
would've been
were
so cool.
we were in the seats that moved and stuff, and oh, dude, it was unreal. And I just can't wait to go see the movie again. The movie itself was good, even without the moving seats. But the moving seats and whatnot, that just was
And
like
they didn't distract from the movie at all because I'm
No.
afraid with some movies that it will.
it
Like,
probably
if you're,
would
like,
with
sitting
some
there and then,
movies.
oh God, like
But no, man, it's so cool. Like when they corner to the left, the seat leans over to the right, so like you
so you have
feel
to
like
fight
you're
it.
getting the lateral cheese. Like yeah,
That's
it's
so
so cool. Anyway, Gil says he used to vacation with his uncle Ned and his ex-wife Bert. Wait a second, uncle and his ex-wife Bert.
Gil's ex-wife or Uncle's ex-wife?
I don't know. Anyway, she was
We need
one fine piece of
clarification,
ace.
Gil.
he
Also, I hear
says.
ex-wife and I see Bert. All you think is, hello,
there
Bert.
he is.
How we doing?
Anyway, well, hey, okay, we're supposed to
Hello.
have a football show. You know, the graphics here are showing football, but we keep talking F1, so we might as well talk a little bit of F1 since you're not going to get to watch the race, but hopefully you'll get to watch the show, the movie. Nonetheless, you are
And we haven't had
savvy.
an F1 show in a long time for this.
Yeah, that's true. It's been a long time since an F1 show has happened, but you're savvy on the happenings in F1. And so one thing I wanted to bring up is the rumor mill. Silly season is
Oh, the
almost
rumor
upon
mill
us,
is nuts.
and the rumor mill has Max Verstappen possibly going to Mercedes, and the word
my
on the
driver.
street
That'd be wild.
the word on the street is that it's actually not necessarily a rumor because George is up for a contract renewal, but they aren't
I don't
renewing
think
his
Toto's
contract
signed
yet.
him.
So
Uh-oh.
it appears they are indeed in talks with Max Verstappen. What do you think about that? Max Verstappen, Mercedes, Toto Wolff, what the heck? What?
Oh my,
And see you later, George, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's the other part of it.
Interesting.
Question one is, what do you think about Max Verstappen possibly going to Mercedes, working with Toto, all that stuff? Does that even work? Question two is, where the heck's George end up? He just goes to the Wolves, kind of like Carlos Sainz when Lewis went to Ferrari and stole his seat. Like
yeah,
there is so
Carlos.
much to this. So anyway, let me shut up and hear what you got to say. What do you think about this whole thing?
okay, I guess I'll start, but Max to Mercedes. Max is my driver. After Drive to Survive and all that stuff, Max is my driver, which I guess by default made Red Bull my team.
Sure.
But I have a lot more loyalty to Max than I do Red Bull, so like I would follow him
Sure.
regardless of what team he's on. Even so, I don't know if I would consider myself a Team Red Bull person because I've been really enjoying watching McLaren
Yeah.
this year and through the last couple seasons of Drive to Survive. I've really liked McLaren, even though Zach Brown can be interesting.
Yeah.
So I might kind of jump ship for Team McLaren if I had to, but Red Bull's cool, and I don't know. But anyway, it's just Max. I thought was someone who was going to stay in one place for his whole career,
Yeah.
but with the way the car has been performing this past season, and with the new regulation changes, and the fact that Red Bull has to make their own engine for the first time ever,
Yep.
With
and they're
Ford.
going with Ford, yeah.
Oh.
Sorry to Ford
I
lovers.
don't think Red Bull's going to be anything but a midfield car next year.
I think
And
you're right.
granted, it's not much more than a midfield car this year. It's just that Max is so good. If he goes to Mercedes, I think he does have a chance to get a fifth title because
Yeah.
Mercedes has always been at the front of the regulation changes, with the exception of like the 1 year where they were really like a very mid car.
Yeah.
And that was 2-3 years ago. Other than that, they've been in the front of any regulation change, and Mercedes has been doing great. Like, they know what they're doing. They have it figured out. They are taking a full head approach of this new power unit that's going to have the electric and more hybrid stuff to it.
Listen to you. You
I don't
sound
know.
like you're an actual F1 fan. What is going on? Why don't you?
I catch on quick when I like stuff.
I love it.
But I just, it's going to be, I think Mercedes is the one place, if Max goes anywhere, he should go there. I'll say that.
Okay, fair enough. Now, Landon chimed in here and says,
Yep.
Max said he's not leaving and he wants to do his whole career with Red Bull.
He said that, but so did other people, and
I tell you
saw
what,
how that turned out.
with that,
We thought Lewis Hamilton was going to spend his whole career with Mercedes, and look where he is now.
well,
Yeah.
He's at Ferrari.
yeah, and I tell you what,
Although
those,
he did have his first world championship with McLaren.
those dollar signs that can change just about anything.
And the chance that he's winning, and the fact that his dad talks with Toto more than he does with Christian. Yost talks with Toto, not Christian.
Gil is not necessarily an F1 guy, but check out that comment. Why don't you read that comment while Riz gives me her thoughts on this whole Max Verstappen thing? I know you're not all caught up on Drive to Survive, etc., but nonetheless, you're a F1 fan.
You're so right.
Phil's comment's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Poor George.
Anyway,
That's
Riz, what do
But-
you think there about Max Verstappen going to Mercedes possibly, and old golden ticket George there losing his seat?
I don't know for sure. I can see it going both ways, one where he stays and one where he goes. I can see him going because of possibility with the engine for next year, but I can also see him staying for that reason, wanting to test it and know how that works. But he's also a good enough driver where he can drive almost any vehicle just because his dad would put old used tires on his car and tell him, drive with that.
Oh, yeah.
And let him go and do that.
His
so
dad
he
would
can
like
drive
sabotage
almost
his engines
anything.
and stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, he's a very, very capable man, and he can drive almost any vehicle. I'm looking more at what's going to be in the vehicles next year, and possibly the dollar signs for next year, and the second driver karma that has hit Red Bull like none other.
Oh my
Because
gosh.
they cannot keep a second driver to
He would
save
have
their lives.
a really
after-
good teammate in
after
Kimi
Ricardo,
Yeah.
they haven't been able to keep a second driver for long enough.
Yeah.
for a few
They kept
years.
Checo,
and
but
in 2023, they
for
won
right
all
now-
but one race. But
It's karma for him. That second
Yeah,
driver is
yeah,
big
fair
karma.
enough.
So
Fair
I don't know.
enough.
Max
Yuki's
really
not.
seems to like Kimi Antonelli though. Is my
Yeah, they're
thing.
buddies,
Yeah.
man.
He
Kimi,
really likes Kimi.
Kimi
Kimi
drives
crashes
him
and
off
goes,
the
"That's
track
the
on
butt."
turn 3.
oh,
and
it's okay. You
Yeah.
can crash me. George does it, he'd freaking kill him.
yeah.
No, if
I
George
know.
crashed him, he'd be dead.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Also,
So-
how about this? I do think this though, for just looking at the graphic where George looks like a Willy Wonka's kid or a really sad Sheriff Woody, take your pick.
By the
if
way,
Max
Landon
goes
is
to
putting
Mercedes,
his money where his mouth is. He says
He's
20
putting
bucks.
20 bucks.
He says $20 that Max stays at Red Bull. All right, give me your quick thought
I don't
here,
want to take it to
Eggman,
go
and then
against him. I don't want to go against him because I like Max, but
give
if
me your
Max
quick
goes to
thought here, and then
Mercedes-
we gotta get on to my transition slides, which I'm more excited
That's
about.
fair. That's fair. If Max goes to Mercedes, I think there is a team that could very much benefit from having George Russell, because they're not going to get rid of Kimi. He's brand new. He's fresh blood. He's going to do awesome.
And he's been doing good.
Well,
Yeah,
and he's
had his first podium
exactly
2
Riz.
weeks ago
Yeah.
or whatever it was. But if they get rid of George, if they don't re-sign George, there's a team who might have a need of a second driver because somebody's father is not going to support them anymore. If
Yeah.
George went to Aston Martin to be with Fernando Alonso,
That's
that
a
could be
good
an
call.
insane team.
that could be interesting
That's a
because
good
no one
call.
wants to see Lance anymore.
No,
Well,
Lance
Lance,
needs to go.
Lance has got to go.
Lance
the-
needs to go.
Lance the Troll Stroll, like nobody
Yeah.
wants him anymore.
And I was going to
If he
say,
went to
George,
Aston
there's no way George
ev-
goes to Red Bull, so
I don't. Yeah, I would see Isaac Hadjar coming up and him and Yuki being the two at
that'd be
Red
tough.
Bull maybe. Maybe they would do Liam and Yuki at Red Bull and then have Isaac and the new kid at VCarb, but I don't know. But I did hear everyone tried to have the rumor that Max would go to Aston Martin because of Adrian Newey. I think him going to Mercedes is more popular because
Yeah.
it's Mercedes and they're going to do good.
Yep.
I would see George going to Aston Martin and Max going to Mercedes if any silly season shenanigans with those two happen.
Well, we shall see. It's going to be interesting. Landon's saying he's staying. You're saying
I don't
who
know.
knows? Anyway, but you
I don't even know.
mentioned V-carb, and actually let me use that as our transition, or V-carb, or racing bulls as they're called. One thing that happens on some of these races, Silverstone being one of them, is, and this is what I love, because we're about to talk NFL uniforms, and
This is the F1 version of it.
like
Ooh.
as we've said about this show many times before, we're here for the graphics, not for the talking necessarily. We just like all the pictures and shiny stuff. So anyway, with
Shapes and colors.
exactly, with some of these bigger races, the teams actually bring out special liveries and for their cars, and some of them are pretty darn sick. Well, there are a couple that are going to be at Silverstone this year, and one of them is the car formerly known as V-Carb, now known as Racing Bulls. They are bringing I can't even remember what kind of design this is. There's a certain artist guy that does this, but
I'm very confused by it, if I'm being honest.
I think it's a British artist guy I looked it up, and whatever. It's weird, but it's weird enough to where it's kind of cool, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It kind of comes back around to where it looks kind of cool, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's
Like,
it's interesting. Whatever.
It looks like a child had fun with the Sharpie.
That's basically what it is.
Artistic function
yeah,
to
that's
it.
fair.
That's basically what it is. This dude that does this actually did an entire house. Like, they gave him a white house, just completely white, all the walls white, exterior white, roof white, everything. And he did a whole house like this. He does it with like a paint marker thing and whatever. So
Interesting.
yeah, anyway, there's the V-Carb or Racing Bulls livery. But the one that I'm really excited about is
And
McLaren.
Landon's excited about it.
Yes.
I can hear him. I can see it.
McLaren.
Oh,
They are bringing back the Chrome.
Oh, it's so good.
Which is
It's such
awesome,
a good one.
man. McLaren has had some good liveries over the years. Their Senna livery a few years back for Monaco was just unreal. I loved that one. But the Chrome...
McLaren used to be red, which was the cool part to see. Like, they looked like they were a Ferrari car.
Yeah, but
Because they were red and white.
I do love the papaya, though. I love the papaya, the orange. So,
Oh, yeah.
That
The orange is
orange is
awesome.
Riz, what do you think about the Chrome? Does it work? Give us your fashionista with this thing. Is this a cool thing or not?
I think the chrome on it is too much. If you ask me,
Okay.
it's too much. I much prefer either. Well, it's
you
that
hate
shiny.
Google.
Well, it's the shiny color, and yes, I do not like Google. Google sucks for half. But especially when you're dealing with Google all day long and you have whiny children along with it.
I
It's
just
not
I had to throw a jab in there because,
not
I'm a
fun.
terrible person. So
But no, to me it's too shiny. It's really just way too shiny.
Maybe it's a distraction technique.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It looks like a distraction technique to me. It's
all
like,
these
that's not fair.
F1 drivers are like
Not
super
fair.
good looking. Maybe this thing comes by, they think it's a mirror and they have to look, and
Like,
check their hair or what. I don't know.
Let me-
Anyway.
Oh, that would be Stroll.
Oh yeah, that's right.
that's
Oh my
definitely-
he
gosh.
would go right into the
He
wall.
needs
Yeah,
to look over and be like, oh,
Yeah,
let me put my
McLaren
mascara
goes
on.
by, Stroll, bam, in the wall. Love it. I hope it happens.
He'd call them an idiot.
Oh my
What an
God.
idiot.
Yeah, and
Dude,
he would
you were
blame
the
it
one
on
that put it in
them.
the wall.
I don't know. I don't know. I think I like it, but do I like it just because it's different? I don't know.
That's
I
fair.
will say it's not the best looking, if I'm just being totally honest. Like, it's not the coolest. Like, for instance, the Senna livery, I wish I had a picture of it, was just, chef's kiss. Like, it was perfect. It's yellow and green, and I bought a...
Oh, that was the yellow McLaren. That was
Yeah.
okay.
I
They
bought
had
a
that on Drive to Survive. I'm like,
1/18
why are they
scale.
yellow? And then I saw the DeWalt sponsorship, and I'm like, oh, it's DeWalt. No, they're Senna. Okay, that's why.
Landon,
I'm gonna say yellow is a little odd.
Landon bringing the good comments there. Window liquor activities.
Peak window
Extreme-
liquor has been achieved.
Extreme amounts of
Window licking.
credit
Yes.
to Rocket Powered Mohawk for that one.
Yes.
Oh,
yes. Anyway, yeah,
Good on him.
I think it's, I mean, whatever. Maybe it's just because it's different. I'm excited about it. I don't know. Yeah, but whatever. Agman, give us your quick thoughts, and then let's get to what we're here for, which is the uniform reviews. I think we already lost Gil, unfortunately, because we kept talking about F1.
Dang it.
Gil, if you're here,
But
throw us a comment, an inappropriate one at that. Anyway, go for it.
I actually like this. I think if they were to change one thing, the top above where the driver sits, where it says chrome,
Yeah.
if they would change that back to the orange, that might make this look a little better.
Okay. So just kind
So
of
then
chrome
the chrome
side
is on
pods.
the side. Mm-hmm. It's on the side pods, but I think it's cool. I like it because, you know, the chrome one looks cool, but it also helps when they have the Google Chrome sponsorship.
Yeah.
Also,
that
the
does-
racing kits for Piastri and Norris this week are cool too. Like Landon. He said earlier, like stealth mode McLaren. That's what their kits look like this week.
Oh,
'Cause it's
I
like
haven't
all
seen
black.
their. Oh,
Their
are they?
kits are all black, and they have the Google red, blue, green, yellow
Yeah.
as a stripe down the side.
Oh,
but
that's
everything
cool.
else is black.
That's
Everything
pretty
else
cool.
is black. So that part is cool. I think that matches well with the chrome car.
Okay,
I
I
think
dig
this
it.
looks cool, but it's shiny, so I don't know if it's like, I think it's cool because it's shiny, but I think it's cool. I like it.
Yeah, I am an advertiser's dream, and so as
Right.
Riz kind of said, I don't like it. It made me second guess it, and I went, you know what, that might be my ooh shiny, reaction. Like when oh my gosh, me at a register, I double my bill at the grocery store at the register. So
You shop hungry, and they love that.
Ooh, Landon says, I like that it's a throwback to the Lewis McLaren era. The fact that
Ooh,
you
it
said
kinda is.
Lewis in
Yeah.
that statement makes me absolutely hate this car now, because I cannot stand Lewis Hamilton. Gil is still here. Oh, he has to run. Dang it. His wife's making her famous shit your pants pasta. I love it. Oh, God, I said it. I actually
You
read
did.
that. I'm sorry. Jeez. Thanks, Gil.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Gil, I'm so glad you're here.
He got played.
Yeah, that was my Anchorman moment, man. I just read exactly what was on the screen. Or no, that's
Whatever
not.
you put on the prompter, Burgundy will read.
God dang it. Anyway, okay, let's move on, shall we? Here we
Yes,
are,
let's.
NFL uniform review. We're already a half hour into the show, so we've got to cruise through this. But
Since we were just talking about F1.
no kidding. We got to keep the speed up around the corners here, and we will start with the Buffalo Bills home primary uniforms. Agman, why don't you start us off? What do you think here?
This is my personal opinion, I have always really liked this one, and I think it's because of just how bright that blue is. I put on here on the graphic one where they had the blue pants and then the white pants on here because they do mix it up. I've always liked this one. This one looks classic. It looks clean. I've never seen a moment where this one looks bad. What the Bills had before this one with the red helmets, I didn't like. But when they went back to this one and made this change, it looks good, especially now that they're playing good because of Josh Allen, number 17. Like, he makes these uniforms look better because they're doing well.
Yeah.
But there's no crime against them, I don't think. There's the red and white stripes, which I guess you could maybe swap the orientation of it and have the white on the outside because it's the dark blue. But other than that, I have no issue with it. I like it a lot, and I think these are just solid uniforms. Like what we've talked about, the classic, these check all those boxes.
I love it. I'm going to let you read Gil's comments from now on because, as we just witnessed, I just say whatever he writes. So, anyway, Riz, give us
I'm so
your.
sorry for that there, Gil. Josh Allen stole Haley Steinfeld from you, and you'll never forgive him.
Rip, bro.
I am sorry.
Yes. Anyway,
Better
Hope
make
Riz,
some
Mrs.
what,
Gill's not listening because he said don't tell the missus on the message.
Just say, better beg her for forgiveness.
what's your thoughts on these uniforms for the Buffalo Bills? By the way, the reason we went with this division is because of the fact that we've got some red, some white, and some blue, which, imagine, isn't tomorrow something special? I believe you're wearing Captain America. It's Captain America's birthday tomorrow.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's the reason we went with this division, and the Buffalo Bills starting us off representing very well with red, white, and blue. Anyway, Riz,
Quite
go
well.
for it. What do you think about this uniform?
Yeah, I agree with Andrew. These are quite a clean uniform. They're let me find some words and not word salad this like a certain vice president always did. But no, that blue is a very vibrant blue, and it just makes it stand out because it's not the same blue as any other blues that you really see.
Yeah, I think they need to name that
Quite a
Buffalo
vibrant,
blue.
bright blue. It's an amazing
I think
blue.
I've done that actually.
No, that I do like the striping on the helmet because it's a singular bold stripe with the red stripe in the middle, and it's like, ugh, I'm
Yeah.
here.
It's an
Fun
aggressive
fact
stripe.
for you
Yeah.
on that. Fun fact on that stripe, it actually gets wider on the back of the
Ooh.
helmet.
Yes.
It's just a tiny bit wider. So
All
it
right.
starts normal,
Starts normal,
and then it gets a little wider. But I never noticed it until like a couple years ago
all right.
when I looked at it, and the red was like this thick
Yeah.
instead of really.
I
small.
tell you what,
And
and
they
sorry
keep
to
that stripe
interrupt you here,
consistent.
but when they transition from that red helmet to this white one, I mean, this is one of the cleanest helmets in the NFL.
Oh
this
yeah,
is a
I'll have to show you a
solid
picture of the red
looking
one.
helmet.
It's
Ugly.
a choice. The old red.
It's
It's
ugly.
a choice. I mean, I wish they'd come out with a red helmet for what we are going to talk about here in a bit.
Yeah.
But what
Anyway.
they used to have was a choice.
I interrupted Riz.
Good to know.
What else you got on these ones?
Not a whole lot else. That striping is quite nice on the shoulders and the pants and the helmet, and collar.
Yep.
It's all it's even and it matches and it looks nice.
I think everything
Nice.
works on this. It just flat out works. As
Mm-hmm.
Sergio would point out, they do have a good color palette to work with.
It's hard to screw up red, white, and blue.
Yeah,
Very.
yeah.
It really is.
But the way that this blue is a phenomenal blue. I don't know what the actual tone of it is or color or name or whatever, but it should be buffalo blue because it's fantastic. And these guys wear it well. The helmet is chef's kiss, in my opinion. I love their helmets. One of my favorite in the NFL.
And they should bring in more helmets. The NFL has a rule for 3 helmet styles. This
Yep.
is the only one Buffalo wears.
But
They don't have a
it's-
blue one. They don't have a red
it's
one,
so
and they
good.
should. The blue helmet would be so cool.
The blue one would be sick. You know, Josh Allen every once in a while throws one out at, during.
Yeah, he'll at training camp
Yeah.
he'll troll the fans and come out in a red helmet or something. Like
Yep.
he had special for him, and everyone's
All
like,
right.
"Oh my god, are they gonna do this?" No.
Let's move on to the whites, the away whites. As we've said throughout this series, the whites are kind of boring. Kind of same
Yeah.
thing here.
Yep.
They're boring. I will say the white on white with the white helmet, kind of a color rush of white there with Josh Allen.
Yeah,
I kind of like that look. I don't know. I think it's okay, but it's still a white uniform, and everybody is disgraced by it because everybody has to have a white uniform for the aways. So,
they can't really get away from it. I mean,
Yep.
I like the all white look. I wish they would play with that in the snow, but you can't predict the weather.
Yeah.
And, I mean, if
Yeah.
they wore those at home, you probably could because they get 6 feet of snow on them all the
Oh,
time.
God.
But other than that, I mean, not breaking any rules, not breaking any ground. It's pretty much par for the course.
Yeah.
It's a white uniform, but it looks good.
Which Kevin does say that blue is called nautical blue.
nautical blue. Oh, okay.
Pretty
Yes.
blue.
Thank
like
you,
it.
Kevin. Thank you, Kevin.
He would be more on the colors than we are, considering
Yeah.
he does that stuff for a living.
Yes, he is
Oh, that's
an
a good blue.
artiste. He is our DTD cartoonist. If anybody doesn't know already, his links will be at the end, and you can check that out. Anyway, moving on. Riz, are you up? What's going on with this uniform?
I'm in agreement with both you two. I don't got anything to say.
Yep. Okay. Moving on. Let's
to the
go
next.
to their alternates because these are a little more, they're throwbacks and they're alternates. It's one slide. I will say I'm a fan of the alternates here. The red uniform, I don't know why, but I love it. And not just with Buffalo. I think we're going to see it again with another team later on. And I dig it. I like the red. I don't know. This other team has the pretty much exact same red on their uniform.
They do.
But I like it. And I like the red on red there, the kind of color rush, if you will. I think it's cool.
Red helmet.
Yeah, I think it would be horrible.
It would be a
with
lot.
The red helmet.
It would be a lot, but it would.
If
be
they
a
redid the red helmet and made it cool, maybe
that's fair.
But the old style red helmet is just not cool.
Oh, the old style, that no.
Now they're throwbacks. They're there with the old buffalo on the helmet there, the red buffalo. I mean, what do you do with a throwback, right? It's a throwback, so
right. They didn't wear them last year, but I figured it'd be kind of a miss to not put them in there in case they do wear them again. But you know,
I will say this is dang near their away uniform with a different helmet. Like, and now the striping on the shoulders is different, but it's dang near their away uniform with a different helmet. So, Riz, what do you think? What do we think about the red on red, the white on white, the ugly buffalo, all the above?
Yeah, that red buffalo is a choice for that logo, but it is a throwback, so not much you can do there. That white uniform looks almost identical to the away, and that red on red that's a choice.
Really?
I'm not sure I'm not sure I like it, but I'm not sure if I hate it. So
okay. She's middle of the road on it.
Kind of feeling it. I think I'd feel it more if there was white pants or something else.
I want to say they paired it with white pants before, but I couldn't find a picture that was good.
Bright. It looks like a strawberry or a watermelon.
That's
or maybe
valid.
Cherry.
That's valid.
It's very bright.
Kevin, what kind of red is this? Anyway, sorry.
We need to know.
Agman, your thoughts on the throwbacks alternates?
The throwback ones, they're not bad. They're kind of, like you said, the same thing, but they look a little bit older. Like that old buffalo, there's nothing wrong with it, but the new charging buffalo they have now was better.
So much better.
But the red, I'm kind of with you, Josh. I like it, but it's a lot, so it kind of hurts the eyes to look at for too long, so I would hate to be at a game with that, I think. The one thing that I think the NFL screwed up with these reds, though, actually goes back to the original color rush back in, I think, 2017 when they introduced it. They said, we're going to give the Bills all red for color rush. Well, then they gave the New York Jets, who's someone we're going to talk about later, but, this is still 2017, gave them all green. And then they played each other on national television.
Was it on Christmas?
Colorblind people would hate that game.
No kidding. They wouldn't be able. Yeah.
Kevin says that's too much.
That's the only thing I don't like about it. I think, like what you said, Riz, the white pants might mute that red out a little bit. Yeah. And I think I want to say they've done it. I just can't find a decent picture. I might have gotten tired and just didn't look that hard, but I'm sure a white pants would have muted this red out a little bit. I think I liked it a little more.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. I will say, last comment on this, I actually kind of like the stripes on the throwback, on the shoulder.
The wider stripes.
I kind of like it.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
Neat.
I can't even put my finger on why, but I just kind of like it. Anyway, all right, moving on. You talked about the Jets and their green. Let's talk about the Jets and start with their green. Home primary uniform.
You can take this one because I know your thoughts on this.
Absolutely love this green. I mean, now the Kelly green of the Eagles is just, I mean, wow. But
it's so good.
But this green, I don't know, man. This just gets me. They do Cars and Coffee out here, and there is a $2 million McLaren that shows up that is the exact same color as their helmet there. That kind of metallic
candy apple green.
Yeah, it's a candy apple metallic-ish green. And oh my gosh, that car is sick. I will have to find a picture of it and send it to you. It is It's so sick. So sick. Anyway, I am a huge fan of these uniforms. Now, they did, New York kind of stuck with they're of the, old school mentality, if you will, in that, you notice they don't have outline piping, if you will, around their numbers, things like that. They kind of just stay straightforward with it. But I love this uniform, and most of the reason why is because of the green. I just am a fan of the green. And by the way, when they change their helmet back to having it say Jets like that, as opposed to whatever they used to have,
the weird football thing
football
that said
thing,
Jets on it. Yeah,
that was a good move. And when they paired it with this green helmet, I mean, dude, we got to do a helmet thing, like a helmet competition.
I have the graphics made up. The helmet showcase, I have it ready to go.
This could be my favorite helmet in the NFL. Anyway, moving on. Let's go to Agman now. Let's go to Agman. Oh man, there's so many good helmets though.
See, I like they're hard. I don't mind these ones. I know I have some more thoughts on their white ones that we've talked about. It seems like we've talked about the white Jets uniforms for 3 years in a row. After tonight, which I think we have.
This will be.
I like that the Jets, their throwback that we're going to look at tonight is very similar to what they had about 10, 12 years ago. And then they changed it to where it just said Jets on the helmet, and then they changed it again to this. This is actually a retro Jets logo from the 80s on the new style helmet, which I think is really good look. I like that they went back to actually having the jet shape in the Jets logo.
You zoomed out. Anyway.
Whoa. Oh, yeah, we did. I
By
forgot
the way,
it tracks when I move.
The Giants, another red, white, and blue team we won't talk about tonight. They used to, they have the NY on their helmet. They used to say
when
Giants.
When it says Giants
on
is
it.
the best. I love that one.
I think if they went with their new blue and put Giants on there, like these guys did with their green and the Jets, that looks sick. That would look sick.
Yeah,
anyway,
we will definitely bring that up when
another
we get
day,
to the NFC
another
East,
time.
Which is
I'm sorry
could
I
be the next
interrupted.
episode. We never know. But
where were we?
I mean,
is it Riz's turn? What's going on?
I'm gonna do one last comment and then throwing it over to her. I mean, green, solid white stripes. I like this one better than the away one. We'll talk about that one in a second. This green is solid though. I have nothing wrong with it.
Beautiful. Riz, tell us what's wrong with it. Tell us what's right with it.
I can't complain about the green. It's literally the same green that we have at our school. So I have nothing to complain about. It's done better. So much better. Our green depends on when they can do it right or not.
Okay.
You never know. And I feel like I would like the helmet more if I saw it in person, because I feel like the photos really aren't doing it justice.
That's fair. You do have the studio lighting on these.
Yeah.
You know what?
This wasn't, yeah.
It wasn't done well, or with the thought in mind that you can see that almost candy coat look to it.
Yeah.
That's fair.
With that, because what it's supposed to be is like that almost black look to it, and then if you turn it in the right light, it looks great.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's what it's supposed to be. Is what
these
it
are
looks like.
bright green. Like this, what it's supposed to, like in action, these are bright green. I just pulled the studio pictures because what we looked at last year.
Yeah.
Because they are high quality photos. Because
they're a great photo.
If you get in action pictures, you might get some.
You might get a little screwed.
Because the Jets kind of sucked, so they kind of have people like on top of them.
They fall on their face a lot.
Yeah. No.
I went with the studio pictures, but I think you might be able to see that green a little better on the away uniform.
Probably.
Well, let's
and then
do
they
it.
have others that we'll talk about.
Let's move to their away uniform, because we all know that it's going to be suckier than this because it's white. And not that I'm racist for uniforms. It's not that at all.
I'm glad you clarified that now because of what's after this one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, geez, that's right. I forgot about that. But no, just it's once again, and sorry, I'm just starting off because it's my show. So once again, the white is it's just more boring, and that's I say it every time. It's the same problem with everybody. It's not anything that can be fixed. It's not. I'm not saying it's a faux pas or anything like that. Everybody's got to have the white. It's just not as cool. I'm a color guy. I like the colors, so
Right. I think there's one team where their whites look better than their color uniforms because we see the white colors more. and we'll get to them in another episode.
Yep. So I do like the white and green. I mean, the way it works together. I mean, whatever. There you go. That's my thoughts. Still love the helmet. Moving on. Riz, what you got?
Yep.
I don't mind it, just because what that green with the white does work, and I do actually like that green collar on it, whereas some colors are just very bland looking in comparison, but overall it's a pretty bland uniform.
Yeah. You actually took with that, you mentioned my point that I was going to bring up, and Josh, you and I have talked about this before, and with Sergio, the green collar, to me, looks like the green participation ribbon. That it should have a little medal on the bottom of it. Saying,
well, it kind of does.
Played.
It has NFL right there.
That's
By the
true.
way, Agman, we have somebody new, I believe, in the comments. Brandon Hallam. Is that anybody you guys know? Welcome to the show.
I can think of. Welcome.
We're excited you're here. And Brandon Hallam says airport security caught Tyreek Hill hiding in Ramsey's luggage.
Wild.
Love it. Nice comment. Glad you're here. Agman, on to you. What do you think about these lame white uniforms?
We've talked about it. This looks like I mentioned the participation trophy. How we said last week, how the Raiders look like it's the iron-on numbers.
Oh, yeah.
This looks like that, or it just looks like a white T-shirt that has the awkward stripes on the sleeves. Where you're like, I don't really like this T-shirt,
valid.
but I'm gonna wear it. Like everybody knows that T-shirt where it's like it's kind of itchy, but it's kind of comfortable, and it has the weird stripes on the shoulders for some reason. That's what this looks like, is that awkward T-shirt. Other than that, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a white uniform. It's boring compared to the other, like the homes and the alternates.
Yeah.
There's not much we can say.
By the way, Brandon, tell us who your team is. I want to know. So we got Sportnick's Kevin in here, who is a Giants fan. Gil the Goat, obviously New England fan. Landon is a Charger fan because he's my kid, and if he's not a Chargers fan, I disown him. And I think
Landon, you can pick your own team for yourself. You don't have.
You're 18 now. Oh,
It's okay to
no,
go
he's
with
20.
Vikings.
Shut up. Anyway,
just kidding.
but
No,
yeah,
I'm a Raiders
Brandon,
fan
tell
now.
us who your team is. I want to know. So, all right, let's move on to what I think is actually a cooler uniform. Now, I will say I oogled over this when it first came out. I was like,
Yeah, you did.
I went ballistic on it. It's not as cool as it was then, even though it hasn't changed. It just, in my opinion, has lost some of the allure.
Time is set with it.
Yeah. However, okay, so this is their alternate, and it's a blackout uniform, which we've talked about many times.
Yep.
Every team, I believe, should have a blackout uniform and a whiteout uniform, and whatever. I'm not going to rehash that whole thing, what we think should be done with them. But I just, man, there's an opportunity there for the NFL that they need to take. Okay, so getting back to this uniform, I do still really like it. It's just not as amazing as it was when I first saw it. I will say the fact that they went with the metallic green face mask on it, you almost can't see that it's a different color face mask, but I love that. And I love the metallic green jets. You know, the way that looks
cool
in there. I mean, that is pretty fantastic. And I am glad they went with the white numbers and put outlines in there. You know, the last two uniforms we looked at, we were saying the Jets are one of those teams that's kind of the old school. They say, hey, we're not going to put piping around the numbers. We're not going to do that stuff. Well, here they went with the alternates, and they just kind of said, we're going all in, right? They changed the color of the logo. They changed to black uniform. They threw piping around the numbers, and I think the piping around the white numbers is great. The stripe on the pants, whatever. I think they probably should have done a double stripe. I don't know if it is a double stripe. Forgive me if it is.
I don't think so.
But there you go. That's my thoughts on this one. I still really, really, really like it. I mean, I really like it, but I think I said something about 6 to midnight when I originally saw this. Come on. And it's so inappropriate, but anyway, there you go. There you go. Which one of you guys want to talk about it next, or do you want to talk about it together?
Go ahead.
I like these uniforms, but they're not my favorite. Honestly, to me, I think if they had almost a white stripe going down that leg so
With the green?
double green
Okay,
and then a white
white
stripe
center.
down the middle of it, that would look pretty
Okay.
nice. And then change just the green on that, like just the green stripes and add white in there too. I think it would just give it that little extra bit that
Sure.
it's
Okay.
missing because it's still as good as a uniform as it is. It still seems like it's missing something to me.
So kind of
It's
like,
that
Probably missing all the
little
white.
bit of white.
are you
is what it
saying
is.
kind of like how on the numbers they have the green, as we call it, piping? Now that's a Sergioism. I don't
Yeah.
know if it's actually piping or an outline or whatever the term is. But what
I don't
if
know, it looks like cake
what if they
piping
did?
almost.
Are you saying if they did kind of a white piping around their green stripe? Is that what you're kind of saying? Or are you saying
Well,
make a white stripe with green in the middle?
do a green stripe with white in the middle.
They're-
So
So
That.
take their
Double green
shoulders
and then
and,
put white.
do the black stripe in the middle, make it white,
I gotcha. Okay. Gotcha.
I think.
Something like that. All right. What I
Something
need
like
you to
that.
do is draw it.
I might
No,
just draw
I'm
it up.
kidding.
I'll draw it
Anyway,
up, I got
you said it the correct way, duh, right? Because it was your comment and your thoughts. We're just idiots. Andrew and I cannot reiterate what you said. So,
No,
Agman, did you say no? You tossed to Carissa because you
tossed
are
her
a
Yeah.
first.
gentleman,
So I tossed to you.
and now it's coming back at you, sir. So, what do you
Yep.
think? Give us your thoughts.
you know, I've always liked when they do the blackout ones. I think this one's better than their old blackout one. Their old uniforms were a little weird. They tried to do like a jet stream look, and it didn't work. I like that they went back to classic stripes. I might disagree. I think I'm going to disagree with you on the white stripe on the shoulders and pants comment because I like the white on the numbers just so it pops a little bit, but I really like the blackout. I think that looks really cool. I saw someone say that they should change the jets on the helmet to match the numbers, but if they did that, you wouldn't see the green outline. So I think it needs to stay the
Yeah.
way it is.
Yeah, I like it the way it is.
I really like these ones. This is honestly a setup and a look. Like, if anyone from where I work is watching this show, which I doubt it, please don't hate me for this. This is what our school's uniforms should look like, not what they do look like.
Our
This
uniforms
is-
look like dookie.
We
This-
have black uniforms, but they're not.
They look like
There's
dookie.
some like font choices and stuff on them, and some weird throw-ins of yellow that are a little off-putting.
They're awful.
This would be like put a C where the Jets is. I
Because
think that
there's-
would be better.
Well, because they're supposed to be gold, not
Mm.
yellow, and some stupid tard went with yellow.
It was-
Yellow!
yeah.
By the
But no,
way,
this is
here's
solid.
here's the term for this. This uniform, and let me know if you agree. This is a menacing looking uniform. I mean,
It is
There
quite
we
menacing.
go.
right? Is
I
that
like
the right
that.
term for it? Menacing.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
you
wish
show
they
up in this
played
one.
like
yeah,
that.
I know. Too
That'd be
bad they
nice.
suck. Anyway, all right. Moving on. We had a comment about Tyreek Hill and Ramsey's luggage. Let's look at Tyreek Hill's uniforms, shall we?
We do have
on to
one more
Miami.
Jets, actually.
Do we? I didn't
Yeah.
put it in here then.
That's gross.
Oh, it was their throwback. Like their.
Oh no,
60s
I got
throwback.
it. I got it. Yep, I just skipped over it because it's so ugly.
Something is gross. Look at that.
Okay, I'll take this one first since I corrected and we backtracked. This is a throwback. It's like a double throwback in one.
Yeah.
So this one is, technically this version is a throwback to 1963 or something like that.
Sure.
When the Jets won the Super Bowl against the Colts that were in Baltimore at the time. So Super Bowl III. This is a
was a while
throwback to
ago.
that. So it's kind of cool when they do that, reminisce of the time that the Jets were the best. The only time the Jets were the best. But this is also at the same time a throwback to what they had 15 years ago.
Yeah,
not
this
that long
is
ago.
very similar to the logo. And things. Yeah.
This is exactly what that was. The only difference was they had a green face mask and not the gray. I like it for the sake of the fact of it's a throwback. I like throwback as a theme. This is the Jets uniform that I grew up watching and knowing when Mark Sanchez and the butt fumble and all of that stuff. This was the Jets uniform I knew. And then, they have definitely improved it since. So I like it for the sake of the throwback theme. I'm not a huge fan of the uniform as a whole.
Let me take the second one here, and then Riz, you're going to wrap us up on this one, and please do so quickly.
Okay.
I like the jersey. I complain about white jerseys. I, for some reason, kind of like that different colored sleeve thing. I don't know why. Now, the Cowboys have one that they did once upon a time, or that they still do, that is kind of like that, where they have a different color sleeve. And I like it. I like that different color sleeve. Everything else about it is ugly, including Aaron Rodgers. But yeah, I do like the sleeve thingy. So, Riz, tell me why I'm wrong or right.
I agree with you on the sleeve thingy, just because I haven't seen it before, and it's different. You don't normally see that on a uniform.
Yeah.
Maybe the Cowboys is what you said, but otherwise you don't really see
By the
that.
way, in the comments, let us know what you guys think too. I mean, this is supposed to be an interactive show, and forgive me for just stepping on you, Carissa, there, but
you're fine.
I didn't say that at the beginning, and we want to hear from you guys. This is an interactive show, so keep the comments coming. Let us know what you think about these. Am I wrong on this whole different color sleeve thing? Anyway, Carissa, continue.
Yeah. No, I don't mind the sleeves. I think the biggest problem I have is the ugly freaking logo on the helmet.
Yeah,
and
it's terrible.
It just kind of needs to die.
It was the logo they had for a long
It's a
time.
choice. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, aside from the jersey, I think they should have just skipped this throwback.
Yeah.
Well, and
right.
I think the reason people don't like this one as much, and this will be the last thing we say on this one, then we'll go to the Dolphins, was this was a throwback that they launched saying, oh, hey, we have a cool throwback. And then they released it, and everyone's like, dude, you wore those 6 years ago.
Yeah, your throwback is, yeah.
Your throwback is to what, 2014? Like, it's not that big of a throwback. And then they said, oh, this is the 60s one. And then we're like, okay, I guess the history part, that makes sense. But still, you had this not that long ago. So I think they should have waited a little bit longer before they brought this one in, and people might have appreciated it more.
Yeah, it's whatever. All right, Agman, continue talking, this time about Miami's home uniforms, though.
Now we're talking Miami, the Dolphins. I think this might be the team, or this might be one of the divisions that's getting the NFL rivalries uniform this year. So we hopefully will be talking about the Dolphins again in a cool, like, Miami Vice blue and pink looking thing. Hopefully. That's what I hope. Anyway, what they have now, the teal and orange, is their main look. I think definitely with Jalen Waddle on the left, having the white pants looks much better than when they have the teal pants like Tyreek Hill on the right. It's a very strong teal color, and depending on when you look at it, how you look at it, where you look at it, it works.
How, what,
sometimes
when,
it doesn't.
where, why?
Exactly. Right now, after building these a couple days ago and looking at them again, I don't know if I like the teal as much as some of the others these guys do, especially the Miami throwbacks. I think those are really, really good. There's sometimes I like these teal, and there's sometimes I don't.
Okay.
The helmet is kind of your classic teal with orange stripes. They used their color scheme. They didn't do anything wrong there. They have the logo on there with the dolphin in the sun. I do like that logo. But I think this teal is missing something, and I think the throwbacks fix what it's missing.
Okay.
But that's just me.
Riz, what's going on with these? Is this teal a good teal, or is it an ugly teal? And what do you think about the teal on teal, the teal pants with the teal? Man, this is a lot of teals.
There's a lot of teal. The teal on teal is a lot. So I'm not as much of a fan as that one. I do like the teal on white, just because it's your classic Dolphins look. It's very classic. I think they're also one of the few teams that's still really just classic for their uniforms.
Yeah, they kept it simple.
They've kept it simple, so they understood the assignment of keep it simple, stupid.
I like it.
The KISS method.
Yes.
I'm usually a big fan of, I say color rush way too much. I know there's official color rush uniforms for teams, but when they do their color with their color,
the way,
you know, that I just call it a color rush because that's what it feels like. So anyway,
I think that's what it technically is now.
I usually like the color rush. I will say it is too much on this one. I like that teal color though. I do like it, but still, even though I like it, the two teals, how about that, is too much. That said, the orange that they use, I like it. I do like their Sergio color palette. And I do like their redesigned logo. I like their old logo as well, which we will see. I mean, I like the white helmet with the white face mask. I like the uniform. I mean, I do. I like it. Is it my favorite? No, but I don't.
I'd say this is middle of the road for me, but it's not committing anything wrong. It's just kind of there to me.
Kevin said, you know how some words, and this is exactly right. You know how some words sound more ridiculous the more you repeat them? Yeah, teal.
Teal is one of them. Yeah.
So yeah, as we've tealed it to death. All right, so let's talk about their white ones. Their away uniforms.
I think these are better.
All right, then start us off. Go.
I think these are better just because we'll say it again. Say it with me. Teal. Oh, I guess I'm the only one saying it. Okay.
God, you're so dumb.
Oops.
No, I'm just kidding.
I think having that in the numbers and having the white uniform does help make it pop a little bit more. The numbers start to match the helmet now on the guy on the left, Jalen Waddle. I think when they have the white pants, it works better versus Jalen Ramsey on the right with the teal pants, and then he has the teal leggings, making him really look
we're gonna have
kind of like he's trying to be flippers. I like the white, the all white pairing on this one, not with the color on it. I think this one looks better just because it's easier on the eyes with less of that aqua color.
Teal. Yeah. I was gonna say we're gonna have to boycott that word.
The aquatic color.
There you go. Oh, the aquatic. Yes, very, very much. Riz, what do you got?
I think the guy on my right, so blue pants, teal pants man, he needs a little brown hat and he needs to be named Perry the Platypus.
not a bad take at all. I like that.
That's what it reminds me of.
If this was the all
I don't
blue,
mind it.
absolutely.
I don't mind it. They both look fairly solid. Teal pants I think the teal pants is still a little too much for me.
Yeah.
Not my go-to for that look, but
it's an odd color to wear.
Yeah,
it's definitely an odd color, but it's definitely a Miami color, though.
Oh yeah,
when you think about it,
Miami
it's definitely a Miami
through.
color.
Which
is why if they did the vice
through.
blue and pink, I wouldn't hate it either because that's a Miami color.
Yeah. But definitely, he needs a little brown hat.
Yeah, that was a good call.
Awesome.
I like that. That's a good take.
Awesome.
Good take. We're gonna have to make a graphic for that.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
That would be easy.
I like their white uniform for this one. I mean, I do. I like the white on white look. I will say the teal pants just don't work at all with the white. They shouldn't do that.
Mm-mm.
Like, I understand they want combos and all that stuff, and every team kind of does that where they have the colored pants or the white pants with their aways.
Right.
I think the Dolphins should just stick with white on white for the away. I think it's a clean look. It's Buffalo-esque, and how Buffalo's got that clean look. The white on white here with that white helmet, it's clean, man. I like it. So, all right, let's get to their actual good uniforms. Well, actually, okay, their uniforms are decent, but as you were saying,
they're better ones.
And I'm going to start us off this time. The throwbacks. You have already said that
actually
you
having
like
a way
throwbacks.
throwback this time.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. This is full up. Let's go back to the throwbacks. And you know what? And we talked about it before. A throwback, you're limited with a throwback because it's a throwback. You've got what they used to do. You can't really redesign a throwback because it wouldn't be a throwback then. So that said, these work. I like that color of not teal, whatever. Kevin, give us the official.
Kevin says aquamarine blue.
There you go. Well, was that the other teal or is that this teal? I like this color. I like it with the white pants. If they did the colored pants as well, the color rush with this, I think it would be ugly.
It would. The white pant, you need that to break it up.
Yeah. I just like it all the way around. I like the bigger, bolder stripes there on the colored jersey, as opposed to their the away jersey, their white one. They changed up the stripe pattern. It looks like, or maybe that's just a figment of my imagination. I don't know, but yeah, I like the home throwback uniform. I like the old logo as well. I like the color palette. There you go, Sergio. And I love the fact that the Dolphin has a helmet on him in the logo.
I've always liked that look.
I don't know why. It's silly. It's very SeaWorld, but I like it. So
hello, Shamu.
Yeah. All right, on to you guys. What do you... Oh, this is
I'm gonna throw
the
it
classic
to Carissa
is
first.
Ultramarine.
Ultramarine.
Our
That's fair. I'm gonna throw it to Carissa first, and then when I start to take over, she can go get some water. She just had a message typed up saying like, "I need water. Can I leave now?"
Oh,
For a minute.
That's rude.
Just kidding.
Shame on you.
It didn't say that. Can I leave now? But I'll throw it to you first, and then when I
just
start
please
talking,
come back. That's all I ask.
Yes.
I'll come
Yeah.
back.
Please come back.
I have nowhere to go anyways.
Yeah.
No, these uniforms are actually pretty sweet. That's definitely a darker teal than what they have now. What they have now is quite a bit brighter.
Yes.
I can't really see the old logo based on where I'm sitting at now, but it looks like a very cartoonish, neat thing.
Yeah.
It kind of is.
It looks neat. I like these. Overall, I like these. The darker uniform on my left-hand side with the orange outlining on the one, it looks really good with that. And then the stripes on the helmets are really neat and spaced out the way they are.
Yep.
I like it.
Yeah,
Good
overall
take.
a solid uniform.
Hey, why don't you go get some water?
Yeah, I need some water.
Golly.
I'll be back.
Agman, bring us home with this one. And then we will move on to our last team.
I won't say anything. No, looking at these, I think there's a theme of what we like as far as a uniform goes, and it's your block numbers with your piping and your stripes. Every single one that we have said is amazing has checked those boxes and done that. These guys are no exception. I really like these. I love it when they wear them. I kind of wish these were a primary.
Yeah.
I'm very happy that Miami has gone wayside. Like, they've gone away from the days of, we're going to throw an orange jersey at you every now and again just for fun. Like, their original color rush you mentioned was like a Kraft mac and cheese orange.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't good. They wore it once, and I think everyone said, we don't want to
Please don't do that again. Yeah.
Yeah, these are great. I like that they went with the gray face mask, which is the throwback aspect of it, instead of like the early 2000s one where they had that teal green face mask.
Yeah.
They have the real old school on it. She's back. But no, I like these ones. These are solid. They kind of hit all the boxes that we like to check with this stuff, which is your block numbers, your piping, your stripes.
I dig it.
Hit all of these, and I think these are cool. I have no issue with these ones. I wish they wore them more.
Yeah, I agree. I wish they'd kind of go back to at least that color palette, if anything.
I agree.
And I like the old logo better. I'm not saying I hate the new logo.
I like the new one. I like the new one.
I mean, I do. I like the new one, but I like the old one better. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of the fact that it's, SeaWorld cartoon. He's wearing a helmet. I don't know. Let's move on. New England. Gil is long gone, and we're finally to his team. Home primary uniform, New England. I'm not going to start us off on this one. Why don't one of you guys start us off and
Ladies first.
Ladies
yeah,
first.
we'll go from there.
I like these actually. Gil has a solid team. He's got a solid team for a
Yeah.
uniform. The red face mask on there is definitely a different color. I think I would have gone with blue
Ooh.
just to switch it up a little bit, but the blue that they have, it's deep enough that it looks almost purple. In
Yeah.
some lights to me, it's a very deep purple. And the red on it just makes it pop.
Yeah.
Little
What do you
Tommy
think about
fun.
the stripes being on top of the shoulder versus on the
Oh,
side of
that-
the shoulder? Is that a no-no, or what's going on there? What do you think about that?
I don't like it nearly as much as the side, just because, I mean, top of the shoulder, it kind of looks like you're trying to wear a tank top or something, or
Yeah,
whatever.
that's
I mean,
valid.
it's a little interesting. It's definitely a very different having it on top rather than on the side.
I like that
I don't
that it
hate
freed
it,
it
but
up
I
to
don't
do
love
the
it.
logo on the side, because I do like
It
that.
did.
But anyway,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt.
Oh no, you're fine. I'm done.
Okay, Agman,
Andrew.
what do you got?
I really like these ones. I actually have liked these ever since. This used to be, at least the one on the right where they had the blue pants pairing on it. This set used to be the Patriots Color Rush when they actually had that theme.
Yeah.
I think they might still call it the Color Rush when they do the all blue. I'm not sure. The silver or gray is kind of their standard. I've always loved these ones when they had their old uniform, because their old one was famous because of Brady. Like, you're never going to get away from the old one, how cool it was because of the success it had.
Yeah.
But these ones always looked better to me. Maybe because it's the stripe thing. Their block numbers are a little different. They're the same as they have been for like 20 plus years now. I like the stripes on the top because it has, like you said, Josh, the way for the logo. I've never minded these. I think a blue face mask, if you did it with these, would kind of throw it off. But that might just be me knowing the Patriots with red face masks forever. So I like these ones. What do you think, Josh, of this just set as a whole for their homes?
Yeah, I really like it. I mean, and I like both ways with the pants there, the silver pants and the blue pants. I think both of them work. I like the blue pants better. And that might be because of the fact that I'm kind of a Color Rush junkie, as I've said 33 times already. I'd like to see what this looks like if we just got rid of those stripes, and just went solid blue.
On the pants or
No. Sorry. On the shoulders, the shoulder stripes. I'd
think
like
it would
to
look
see,
too bare.
Would it? Would it?
I think it'd be like someone threw on a blue T-shirt and had some numbers.
Okay, maybe. Yeah, maybe. I
I
wonder.
think you need the stripes.
I
you
just-
need something.
I'd like to see them, work this a little more. Maybe, maybe try and I don't think this would work, but I think they should try it just to look at it. I'd like to see it. The whole, the different color sleeve thing that we were talking about with the Jets on their throwbacks. I wonder what it would look like if they did a different colored sleeve thing. Like, I'd like to see some different variations to see how they ended up with the stripes over the shoulders as opposed to on the shoulders.
That's fair.
I love, like I said in the beginning, I love the having the logo on the shoulders. I think it's sick. I do
And
like.
I think that's the best spot for it.
Yeah.
If it was up top, it would look really tacky,
Yeah,
and
it
I
would-
know that because
it
they
wouldn't
used to
work.
have that.
Yeah, it would not work.
They had that in the 90s. It looked real bad.
It would
looking
not
back
work.
at films and pictures.
And this color blue, which is, I don't know, just a straight up navy blue. I don't know.
I think it's your straight up navy.
Kevin
it's
says
a-
ultramarine.
That's for the
No, that was the Miami
I
Vice
said
guys.
Aquamarine was.
both.
Both. Ultramarine was the
All right.
throwbacks. Aquamarine was the
Oh, okay.
currents, I believe.
Kevin, what's this one?
correct
We
me
need
if I'm
help.
wrong there. Anyway, I dig it. I think it's a good looking uniform. It's solid. And we are red, white, and blue the day before our country's birthday, so you can't go wrong. Let's talk
true.
about their away. I'll start us off because I'm already talking. They're away the shoulder stripe thing, we got to work on that. I don't know what the answer is. We got to work on it though, because I don't think the shoulder stripe the way it is working. I like this better with the blue pants as opposed to the white on white, especially with the way the stripe looks on the pants there with the white on white. It feels like there should be, I don't know, a stripe down the side of the jersey. I don't know. It just looks weird. I'm not a fan of the white on white with this one. The white on blue is not as bad. And I do like the blue numbers, as opposed to, if they tried red or even silver. I don't think it would work.
Been a bad move.
I do like the blue numbers with the white outline and then the red. I kind of like that triple threat there. Yeah, that's about all I can say about this one. On to you guys, Agman.
This one,
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of similar to what we have talked about before, and I think this division kind of did it really well, as opposed to all the other divisions we've talked about, where when they go from home to away, they just swap the color scheme.
Yeah.
I think the AFC North or AFC West we talked about last week, they take some liberties when they swap colors between homes and away, just because, like Denver, for instance, they changed the whole mountain scheme or whatever. The NFC North that we talked about, they changed some of it somewhere because, like, when the Bears do their Stripezilla and all of that stuff, they change it and some things just look a little different. I think this division is probably the most consistent, I would say, when it comes to, okay, the white has the flipped color version of what the blue had or whatever.
Yep.
I don't mind these. I like you said, the blue pants on it better. Again, the numbers, they only changed the striping and stuff on the jerseys. They never changed the numbers. That was the same and has been since Brady played for them. These were put in as the primaries after Tom Brady left. These were the color rush when he was there. I don't think any of these are wrong or bad. I do agree with you, though. There's something that maybe it's the cutoff of the stripes on the shoulders, but something needs to be reworked, and I don't know what you would do to fix it, though.
Yeah.
That's the problem. I can't think of how you'd fix it.
Carissa, do you have the answer on this one, or is it just, what do you think?
I think my solution is just get rid of the shoulder stripes on this one. It looks like dog doo-doo.
Yeah.
It's not it. I think it'd be better if they just got rid of the stripes, kept the logo on the side, and put number on top.
Okay, number on the top of the shoulder. I
That's
like
been a
that
long-
move.
That's
solid.
what because I
been
mean,
a thing.
it would just look better than having this weird cutoff on the shoulder, right there.
Yeah.
It's weird having that right there where you can see it's just cut
I
off.
know.
It's gone. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
I think,
like-
and for some reason,
It
the blue,
looks
I don't get
weird.
that. I don't get that with the blue on these guys. But this
That
one, I can
and-
see it. I feel it more.
Yeah, no. With the navy pants, though, which, thank you, Kevin, it is navy.
Yep.
The navy pants, and then having that red stripe with the navy in the middle, it looks off. It doesn't look right, and it's like, if you're gonna do the stripe on the shoulder, make it look the same as the pants, because it needs to match.
Yeah.
But it
doesn't
does on the
match.
all white.
It does on the all whites,
What do
but
you think?
And then
yeah.
it matches on the all white, but it's no, it's not it.
All right.
It's
Yeah.
not it for the Patriots.
I think the numbers on the shoulder might be the fix.
The numbers
because
on the shoulder would probably
there-
be a better solution.
teams, I don't know why they've done it. A lot of teams have gone away from that.
I know
That
it used to
a
be
big,
like,
a big
Yeah.
thing.
yeah, all
They would
right.
either do the numbers where the Patriots logo is or where the stripes are, and it was a big deal to have the numbers. And only a couple teams really have that now.
Yeah.
Minnesota
this-
does. The Raiders do. I think the Bills do, but there's not very many
Yeah.
compared to what it used to be. So I
They
don't
have
know.
definitely gone away mostly from it.
I think they've gone simpler. I think, which is, I mean, I don't hate the simpler fact, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Could
all
be
right.
Numbers on the shoulder.
One uniform
On to the
left.
next.
One uniform left to go, and it is the New England throwback uniform. Let's start with Carissa, and
Woo.
we'll go to
She
Agman.
just
And
has,
then I
she's
will.
just seen these for the first time.
Oh, really? Okay,
So,
beautiful.
Yep.
Then that's
What are
perfect. Give
those?
us the what do
is
you
that
call that? The
logo?
live reaction.
What is that logo?
That is good old Pat Patriot, the original logo for the New England Patriots. It is a full-on Patriot, just as a center with a football.
Yep.
Brother, what is that? That's all I gotta say. I don't mind the red uniform with the white stripe. That actually looks a lot better
Okay.
as
Yeah.
opposed to the white uniforms. I don't know why. It's just more eye appealing, if you ask me. But the last uniforms were not it. These ones are definitely a lot better. Safe for the logo. Logo sucks. Get rid of him. Needs to burn and die in the pits of hell.
And they redo everything. When they wear these at home, they repaint the field, and that is the center field logo.
Yeah.
They go all out.
That's foul.
They bring in a dude dressed as Pat Patriot too,
Yes.
like just to be there. Like
That is
Yes.
foul.
Agman, what do you
man.
have to say about these uniforms? Can you save it, or what do you
I
think?
Okay, now I need to look
love
them up.
her. I just love that take because I think it's hilarious. Like she hadn't seen these before. That's the joy of this. Is we've seen these, we've talked about these
Yep.
for years, but she is brand new to this, so I really love having her perspective on all of this stuff. This
heck?
throwback, the logo kind of does suck compared to what they have, but it's one of those ones where if it's corny and it's
Ooh.
old school and it's a throwback, you know what? Screw it. Give me 14 of them. Like, I think this is hilarious because of how corny it was. It works because, like you said, like you have said, it's with a throwback, they're limited. They had this logo.
Yeah,
They wore this logo.
You got what you had.
This is
I mean, it is
ugly.
a throwback.
This is what it was. Like, this
Don't
is
say
what it was.
ugh.
And
He is
again,
ugly.
growing up, anytime I saw Tom Brady wear this, I was like, oh my God, what is that? But now that I see it now, I'm like, this is hilarious. I think these are awesome.
That's what their mascot looks like.
Oh yeah, their mascot sucks. Go back. Hey,
What
by the
the
way, if you
heck?
want to know what their mascots look like and see what we think about them, go back and watch
Yeah.
Mascotology for the NFL, which we did either a year or two,
Oh my
a year and a half
gosh.
ago.
Yeah,
I don't
who
remember.
knows?
Selfish plug for that, by the way. But
Poor Pat
again-
looks like ass.
I love
Sorry.
like the
His face is
jersey,
scrunched.
the jersey style, it fits like right in step with everything else. They have the numbers on the side. This fits right in step with the last two. The stripe change for the helmet and the pants, I think it works. Like they kept it at least even across the board, and they didn't try and do something funky with it to where it was all different widths for everything. I like these ones, but I love the throwback theme. I'll throw it to you, Josh. See if you agree with me or agree with her. I am just loving. She is dogging on the Patriot mascot so hard right now, and I know
Gil,
we
I'm
did
sorry.
too. We did too because of his chin, and he looks
Oh
like
my
he
gosh,
just follows
yeah.
people in an alley. Do you remember
He's
that?
got the
He just
Jay
looks like
Leno chin, man.
yeah, he
So,
follows children and freaks them out. I love
Yeah.
that.
Well,
I love that
okay.
she's. Oh man, I need to
So-
show you those episodes.
I don't know if it's because I'm nostalgic about it or what. I like it. Okay, I like the old.
I like it too.
I like it. So screw you guys. I'm going home. Well, I'm already there. I like it. I like it. I like the old. I don't know. I don't know why, but I do. I like it.
It was
I
always weird to see
love-
Brady wear them, but I like it when anyone else does.
I love the white helmet. This is again kind of a, it's got the clean feel to it, like the Buffalo one with the white face mask, the red, white, and blue colors. I mean, it works. I'm a fan of the old Patriot logo, but I would, as I've said, I don't know if it's because I'm nostalgic about it or if I actually think it looks cool. I'm not sure. I gotta do some more evaluation.
This one might be a nostalgia play, but I don't know.
And now they instead of doing the logo on the side of the shoulder, they went with the number this time. I think
Which
what
I
they
like.
needed to do here is actually swap what they've got going on and put the stripe on the side and the number on the top of the shoulder.
Right.
But like we
But
said before, it's a throwback. So that wouldn't be a throwback if they changed it all up. So I don't know why I like the red jerseys. I don't know why, but I don't know. I like the uniform. The red jersey thing, I'm not sure about. The more I look at it, so I'm kind of in the middle of the road on this. But screw you guys. I like Pat Patriot bending over on the helmet. So there you go. That's my take on it, and that's that. So
I think these are fun.
Yeah. So it was a good one to end on. So what the heck? We're coming up.
Before we do, we got to remember, we almost forgot last time.
Oh, yes.
If we were to pick a division, like a team with the best set in the division, or that and a uniform favorite amongst the division as a whole, who'd we pick?
Yeah.
Josh or Chris? Let's start with either one of you.
Who's got the best combo? That's what we're doing.
There we go.
I'm
best
making
combo. What
the
team
best
has
uniform
the best
combo? So again, let's Buffalo, with their Buffalo blue, as we called it. And then they have their alternate being the Reds. I'm just kind of trying to remind us of what we had.
Nope,
New York
you're good.
Jets with their candy apple green, the old logo on the new helmet color with green, whatever. And then they've got the black alternates, the blackout, Then you've got Miami with their whatever aquamarine and then ultramarine and all that stuff. Their throwbacks with the better looking whatevers. And then you got New England that we just covered there with all sorts of reds, whites, and blues, and some interesting comments about the Pat Patriot guy. So that's the uniform combos. This is actually kind of tough.
This is tough.
I think I'm gonna go with Buffalo just because I love it's just clean. I'm gonna go with Buffalo.
Yeah, I was gonna say Buffalo too.
I would see you agreed right away. I was actually gonna go with the Jets.
Yeah, and that
I
was
think
my
that green.
I cannot do
it was
it.
between the
that
two.
green. It was
green's good,
It was
but-
definitely Jets or Buffalo in my opinion.
If it was
for
based
sure.
on helmet alone, I would have to go with the Jets. Even though
Put
that white
I
helmet of
love-
Buffalo, though.
I know I love the Buffalo helmet,
white helmet of Buffalo.
but that green
Yeah.
just does it for me. And
Actually, you
that
know what? I'm
said-
changing my vote. It is July 4th tomorrow. It's Buffalo. It's red, white, and
okay,
blue.
so unanimous. We went with Buffalo. In the last division, we all went with the Chargers. And in the first division that we did, we all went with the
Minnesota.
Vikings. So we've been
Heck yeah.
unanimous throughout. And so far, nobody has commented on what they think about the uniforms. So screw you guys. Whatever. I'm just
Well,
kidding.
that concludes our NFL portion of the show. We do actually have one more item of business that we talked about
yeah, we
last
do
week
need to
that we have
wrap
to at
up
least
some
announce some
loose
finality
ends.
to. Yes.
Yes, we had
So-
an impromptu volume 4 of the fast food fantasy draft, and you
Yes.
put it out via poll. Which actually, let me do this. I'm going to bring over the social slide. We talked about Kevin, and he's our cartoonist. We said we'd have a link to his stuff at the end. Here you go. Okay, here's the deal with this one. Just take a screenshot of this. You can go back to this in your camera roll at any point in time. Hold your thumb on whatever QR code you want to go to, and it'll take you there. The bottom one there is Kevin, our DTD cartoonist. You can see some of his work there. He does all sorts of things. You can have him draw your kids in their uniform. I mean, go check out his portfolio. Fantastic. His is the bottom QR code there. The next one up is the one where it's our primary pollster location, run by none other than the Ag Man himself, who's going to tell us the results of the most recent poll, which went out today. And like we said, it has to do with the fantasy whatever draft. You get it. Fast food fantasy. There it is. Draft.
There we go.
And then the top 3 there are, yes, I get 3 of them because it's my show, so screw you guys. They're obviously the main Duct Tape Dynasty ones. And if you can't figure out that the one next to the TikTok logo takes you to the TikTok one, and the
Then
one
you
next
probably
to
need
the
to get off
Instagram
TikTok a
logo
little
goes to the Instagram. Yeah. Anyway, you're already at the YouTube one, so you don't need to push that one. So, all right, Agman, now that I've covered that part of the show, how did we do on this? What were the results of the poll?
So I put out the poll yesterday on the story of the Duct Tape Dynasty, or DTD.BigSkyCountry. I also made a post of it that has the ability to vote on the post as well. So
Yes.
as of as of the story ending after 24 hours, and taking into account the post and the story together,
Okay.
we have a winner that
Clear-cut winner?
a clear-cut winner by
Ooh.
by 2 votes.
Ooh.
2-vote
So it was
clear-cut winner.
close.
It was close, but we
it
said we were gonna
was
do great.
Me.
It was Carissa.
Oh, come on.
Oh, wrong button. I'm trying to get my applause button. I forget what it is.
He can't figure it out.
There you go.
There it is. Yes. Atta girl. She
Take a
shows
bow.
up and she shows up and just takes over. That's wow.
The worst part is I said it was Carissa and I pushed this button. I pushed
Maybe
the
that
drum
was
button.
better. So
I play drum.
Anyway.
But she won. She had 1 vote on the post, which no one else did. She had 3 on the poll. You and I each only had 2.
Dang. Well, we're losers. I don't think I've won a single one of these
We've
things.
lost at our own game.
Yeah. Golly. We even tried cheating by not telling her we were
We
going to do
tried
it.
so hard.
I cannot buy a fantasy food draft. Fantasy
I'll
fast
cheat
food
you
draft,
both.
whatever. Anyway, all right. So that's it. That's
we're
an hour
we're
and
the
a
big
half.
guys. We eat all this
That
stuff.
is that is our show.
What is this?
If anybody is still even watching, we thank you for being here. We love you guys. You guys are the absolute best. This has been a good time. There is more coming. And oh, by the way, we actually have football competition stuff during the actual season. A whole bunch more to come. Going to take a little break, though, because you guys have got some stuff to do and whatever.
Might have
So,
an F1 show or two.
Yeah, maybe.
Knock
But
on wood.
for now, let's get the heck out of here. You guys got any final
Let's do it.
closing thoughts before we go?
Like and subscribe.
Yep. Like
There
and
it is.
subscribe.
Like,
Go follow on
subscribe,
Instagram.
all the buttons, hit the bells. Kevin, good
Night,
to see you.
Kev.
Good night, good luck. We love y'all. Y'all are the absolute best. Let me find the credit slide, and we are out of here. See ya.
See ya.
Wow.